Mark, 4 minutes until airtime here on the Appalachian Sports Network until our Coaches Show broadcast. Your next time cue will be with 3 minutes until airtime. Mark, 3 minutes until airtime on the Appalachian Sports Network until our Coaches Show broadcast. Your next time cue comes with 2 minutes until airtime. Mark, 2 minutes until airtime here on the Appalachian Sports Network until our Coaches Show broadcast. Your next time cue will be with 1 minute until airtime. Mark, network stations, we are 1 minute until airtime on the Appalachian Sports Network until our Coaches Show broadcast. Studios, please start your archive recording. Stations, if you encounter any technical issues during today's broadcast, please call the Appalachian State Studio Hotline at area code 336-831-0827. Coming up on 30 seconds until airtime. Mark, 30 seconds until airtime. Once again, stations, if you encounter any issues during the broadcast, please call the App State Studio Hotline at 336-831-0827. Mark, 15 seconds until airtime.
This is Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge and hosted at River Street Ale House on the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield. Your weekly inside scoop on App State basketball. Mountaineer Talk is also brought to you by Pepsi. Grab a Pepsi and some friends and get in the game. Pepsi, the official soft drink of your App State Mountaineers. And by UNC Health Blue Ridge, moving healthcare forward together. Now, to get things started, here's your host, Matt Present.
Happy Monday. Welcome to River Street Ale House in Mountaineer Talk. Thanks so much for being here this evening. Tre'Von Spillers alongside. He'll kick off the show today. Plenty of ways to get involved in our show this evening. You can reach us on Twitter. Use the hashtag Mountaineer Talk. You can also email us, mountaineertalk@gmail.com, or reach us via text or voicemail, 828 828-295-2063. Again, 828-295-2063. Great week at home this past week. The men 2-0, the women 2-0. Can't wait to get to it all here on the show today. Tre'Von, how's it going?
It's going pretty good.
How about the week at home for you? I mean, a couple big games to get a win against Georgia State in your first meeting with them, and then against Coastal Carolina. You beat them at their place by 25. I don't think many teams beat a team twice in a season by 25 plus. How did that win feel?
It felt great. We just knew that we had to make them know that we were the same team that they played the first time, and know that that we could do the same thing again.
All right, let's talk about your season so far. 5 double-doubles. You've been scoring in double figures consistently. You've been a part of a great rebounding effort all season. When did you start to feel comfortable in your role with this team, whether it be the summer, early on in the fall, just kind of the transition for you in your first season here in Boone?
I would say I pretty got comfortable after the third game. I knew my role was pretty big here. Having to grab rebounds, that's pretty much my big impact on the team. I say second in blocking shots too, but I say after the third game, I knew that my role here was like pretty much stuck with me.
All right, let's go back in your basketball career. You grew up in the Charleston area, and you go the JUCO route out of high school. Just take me through that decision-making process. What was on the table, and what led you down that road initially?
I had a couple of Division II offers out of high school, no Division I's. Talking to my mom, talking to my AU coaches, they were telling me that JUCO would be the best route for me. So I just had to figure out which JUCO would be better for me. So my freshman year, when I decided to go to USC Salkehatchie, I figured it would be a start. It was kind of rough, just being a freshman on campus, but I think I adapted pretty well. And then me transferring to a better JUCO, I knew that sky was the limit for me.
Is that surprising to you? No Division I offers out of high school, knowing the kind of player you are now? Or what do you attribute that to? Is it improvement on your part, or is it maybe people didn't see the potential that you saw in yourself?
I was overlooked a lot, so it just made me more hungry. Knowing that now that I was a top recruit for JUCO, it just made me feel much better about myself, knowing that I could make it to this level and just being overlooked.
All right, so you go the JUCO route, obviously with the intention of transferring to a Division I program. How does App State get on your radar, and what ultimately led you to selecting App State as your Division I destination?
I had a game, and I know after the game, I got a coach from my AU coach and was like, Appalachian State is going to be hitting you pretty soon. So I kept it in the back of my head, and then Coach Young was the first one to reach out to me. He texted me. We started talking, and then I had another game. I got a FaceTime call from Coach Kerns. They were on the road too. I forgot who they played, but they just got done with a meeting, and he called me and FaceTimed me and offered me a scholarship. And it was a pretty heartwarming moment for me. I called my mom. I kind of shed a tear because it was a big Division I offer for me. So I was pretty happy about it.
Yeah, it's worked out pretty well, I'd say. You come here to Boone, you get on campus, you get around the guys. What's made this year special? Because it's been a special season so far. I know still a lot of goals ahead, but to be at where you are right now, on top of the Sun Belt Conference in the standings at 6-1, the best start overall since the 1988-89 season. What's it like in that locker room right now?
A lot of chatter. Knowing that we're good, but knowing we can be 10 times better than what we are now. So we just have to stick with each other, make sure we have each other's back, make sure we got our coaches back, and just go out there and do our best that we can every day that he asks us to do.
You mentioned sharing that moment with your mom when you got that scholarship from App State. I heard that your family surprised you in Conway. You guys we made the trip down to face Coastal a week and a half ago, and not only your immediate family, but all the way to your great-grandparents. What was that moment like to have them surprise you and to have all your family there supporting you?
Heartwarming again, because I'm just playing and I see them walking across the baseline. So it hit me in my head like, wow, everyone's really here to support me. So it made me drive even harder to have a better game than I did. So it meant a lot to me, given that they all would be able to come out there and support me. like that.
Well, you had a monster moment in that game. Blocked a three-point shot, turned into a transition dunk. Is that your favorite moment this year? And if not, what is?
I would say that's my second. No, that's my first. My second is ETSU. I got 3 blocks in 1 possession. That was my second. So, yeah, first would be that, and my second would be versus ETSU.
Early on in the season, before Thanksgiving, we went down to Fort Myers, and during that trip, we had some downtime, went to Dave & Buster's, and you just, every single game, you had the entire team surrounding you, watching you chase some high scores. Just tell folks about you growing up and the knack that you have for the arcade.
Yeah, I used to go to the arcade a lot. I used to go there for pretty much every birthday, so my mom would take me. So I kind of mastered playing all the arcade games. And given that when we went there and I had all of them around me watching me play, so it was like I have to get a high score because now they just watch me, so I have to do it now.
What's your favorite arcade game?
I say the Subway Surfer when I was playing. I'm actually pretty good at Subway Surfer, so that was one of my best ones.
I can attest. You were pretty good. Finally, before we let you go, your team had a big win early this season on national TV at home against Auburn. It was just announced earlier today that the game against JMU on Saturday is not only on national TV but on ESPN2. What is it like to have those opportunities in front of that audience nationally and knowing that, there's going to be a big crowd in attendance as well, and it should be an awesome atmosphere?
It means a lot. It means that we put in the work to play on national television just like everybody else, and we're able to show that we can play these games as much as anybody else can. We can play against anybody. We can beat anybody. That's how I feel about us, and I love my team any day of the week.
Great to have you here, Tre'Von. Appreciate the time and continued success for you the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Tre'Von Spillers kicking off our show here today. It's Mountaineer Talk from River Street Ale House. While we know you're enjoying your time here at River Street Ale House, make sure to also check out Town Tavern Blowing Rock for a great dining experience. They're open for lunch, dinner, and later and have 19 flat-screen TVs for you to catch the game. They also boast the largest outdoor dining area in the high country, so make sure to stop by Town Tavern Blowing Rock on your next trip to the high country. It's Mountaineer Talk. We're just getting started. It's presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, moving healthcare forward together, and it continues right after this from Learfield.
Covering App State wireless service in the area. With Carolina West Wireless, Mountaineers get the most reliable coverage on campus and across the country with our high-speed nationwide network. We have all the latest devices you want, including Apple and Samsung. We're so confident in the experience you'll have with us, we're offering a 30-day risk-free trial. Carolina West Wireless is proud to be the official wireless provider of the Mountaineers. Go stay connected. Certain restrictions or conditions may apply. See store for details or visit carolinawest.com/terms and conditions.
A winning team is more than the sum of its parts, in sports and in life. At Blue Ridge Energy, we share the same commitment to excellence as the Appalachian State men's and women's basketball teams. That's why we'll never stop working to provide the energy solutions your family needs and the community deserves. Blue Ridge Energy is proud to be part of the community, proud to be part of App Nation, and proud to partner with App State. Together, we're powering a brighter future. Go Mountaineers!
We'll have more Mountaineer Talk right after these local messages on the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks to help grow businesses, communities, families. A legacy of capability and technology that has made Ford F-Series America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. This is the next generation of Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2023 calendar year total sales.
App State's top-ranked online MBA is designed for you. It's a flexible, accredited part-time program that works with your busy schedule and allows you to earn your MBA in 2 years. Learn online from the same faculty who teach on campus with the unmatched personalized interaction and support we're known for at Appalachian. Your App State MBA is within reach, wherever you are in life. Take the next step. Apply by July 1st. At onlinemba.appstate.edu.
Welcome back to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge. Now for more App State Hoops talk, here's Matt Present.
Welcome back to the show. Thanks so much for joining us here at River Street Ale House or wherever you may be listening or watching us tonight. Head coach Dustin Kerns alongside first place coach. How does that sound?
Sounds good, but a lot of work to be done.
Yeah. Big week at home continues here this week. Thursday evening, 6:30, blackout against Georgia Southern, and then on Saturday at 6 o'clock, national TV against JMU. There'd never been a nationally televised game at the home center until this season. You get two. That's awfully special.
That is. It's great recognition for the work that our players have done and our coaching staff and administration. But we got a huge game on Thursday against a Georgia Southern team that has won, 4 conference games. They're 4-3 in the Sun Belt. They went on the road and won, and so certainly they're playing really, really well.
All right, before we get to the week ahead, let's talk about Tre'Von Spillers, who was just on the show. Boy, he's been impressive to watch this season. Not only has he, gotten the attention of the locals here in Boone and the App State supporters, but he's got national attention as well on the Lou Henson watch list in the midseason. He talks about remembering that phone call where you called and offered him a scholarship. What do you remember from that recruiting process, getting Tre'Von to come here to Boone?
Yeah, I remember that phone call. I remember going out to Moberly Junior College and visiting with him, and we went out to eat and watched him practice and all that. That was a long trip out to Moberly. I tell you what, it's not an easy one, right?
Worth it, though, right?
Oh, very much worth it. And then remember going to Charleston to go down and visit with his mother because he was in Moberly, and so it was very important for us to go down and spend some time with his family. Tre'Von's a great kid. First of all, he's a great kid. Comes from a great family. His mother, his grandfather, all of the relatives that we have been able to meet, they should be very proud of him, right? And so one thing I also want to say about Tre'Von Spillers, guy was on the dean's list in the fall semester, all right? And so not only is he excelling on the court, he's excelling in the classroom. And so really, really proud of him for the work that he's done on and off the court.
You talk about recruiting him from a JUCO level, and I'm just curious the challenge of identifying talent at the JUCO level, because my guess is that there's a pretty wide range of JUCO programs. How do you guys as a staff evaluate junior college talent, and what is the process at that level?
Well, the same way our football coaches did with Joey right here, Aguilar sitting right here with us tonight, all right? Like, junior colleges, there's a lot of great players there. I think we both did really well for ourselves at the junior college level. But, there's a lot of good players, and I think sometimes with the portal, some of those kids at that level are kind of getting missed out on. And at the end of the day, basketball is basketball. And Tre'Von plays really, really hard. He really competes. And, he just makes things happen. He's just extremely efficient just because of his motor and how hard he plays. And so, I think he has an impact on the game in several ways, scoring, rebounding, blocking shots. If he's not blocking, it's altering. But certainly, I think that as you've seen in the game of basketball, whether it's Division II moving up, Division III moving up, the NBA has guys from all levels. Junior college, this guy was a first-team All-American, led the country in blocks. He led the country in rebounds. That's hard to do. And so certainly he's identified. He was someone we identified early and really never wavered on. We pursued him. We never wavered. And I think most importantly in recruiting, it was a fit on both parties. He's a fit for us, and we were a fit for him. And I think that's why you're seeing the success that he's having, because he chose the best fit.
You talk about the different ways that he impacts a game. I think a lot of times when teams are scoring buckets in transition and getting out and running. You're thinking of small, shifty guards. He's running the floor. He's beating everyone down the floor. And you saw a personal 8-0 run that he had against Coastal as you guys went and grabbed a big lead early in the second half. How exciting is it to watch a player of his size just beat everyone down the floor and get those easy lay-ins?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. But, credit to him. He's in great shape. He's taking care of his body. He's worked hard in the weight room as well. To be able to handle the physicality at this level. But, certainly he's just efficient on both ends of the floor, whether it's getting a deflection, getting a steal. And then, the other day, Donovan had his Joey going on the long touchdown pass to Tre'Von for the dunk, right? And so when you just run the floor and play hard like him, good things happen. Especially rebounding, too.
Yeah. And on the defensive end, we talked a little bit about it post-game the other night. But obviously, Justin Abson last year was a freshman, terrific shot blocker, coming back this year. Now you add Tre'Von to the mix, C.J. Huntley and others. And this team this season has consistently been among the top 5 teams in the nation, not only in block shots, but in opponent field goal percentage. How does one translate to another in terms of the way in which opponents hesitate to take high-quality shots because of guys like Tre'Von, Justin, CJ inside?
Yeah, I think definitely with our shot blocking ability, you can see it. Teams are trying to go in there and really shot fake. They're hesitant to score around the rim, which is a big part of interior defense. And if Tre'Von and others are not blocking it, they are altering it. And I'll tell you another quick fun stat about Tre'Von on Saturday. He was 9 for 11. The 2 misses, he got his own misses. So he rebounded. He rebounded and got his own 2 misses. All right. So
that should
and then
cancel
scored
out,
those.
right?
Yeah. So he was really 9 for 9 if you really think about it. But yeah, he got his own rebound. Those were his misses.
We'll have to talk to someone about that.
Yeah.
All right, getting started here on Mountaineer Talk. We'll come back with more of Coach Dustin Kerns right after this. Mountaineer fans, start warming up now and enter the Alumni Hall Suit Up to Win sweepstakes. One lucky winner will receive 2 tickets to the App State Louisiana game coming your way on Saturday, February 17th, the Coach Kerns autographed basketball, and will step onto the court during halftime for their chance to win $1,000. Go to alumnihall.com and pick App State to enter. Again, it's Mountaineer Talk presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge. More after this from Learfield.
Thanks for...
Of course. Go Mountaineers!
Now, the prime rib is over there. I flew in a gourmet wing chef from Buffalo, and there's my new 90-inch TV with hologram technology.
Amazing. And where's the Pepsi Zero?
Oh, I was so busy setting up, I kind of forgot the Pepsi Zero.
And I'm out of here. You don't watch App State hoops without Pepsi Zero.
App State basketball calls for a cold, tasty Pepsi. Proud sponsor of the Mountaineers.
For over 60 years, Daniel Boone Inn has been serving Boone and the High Country delicious family-style meals that take you back to your grandma's table. Whether it's our family-style dinner with our signature fried chicken and country ham biscuits served with traditional Southern vegetables, or our classic Southern breakfast with such favorites as scrambled eggs, local country ham, biscuits and gravy, pancakes, and more, you're sure to feel right at home at the Daniel Boone Inn. So be sure to stop by in pregame, postgame, or let us prepare your next tailgate at The Rock.
Mountaineer Talk is back in 60 seconds after these local messages. This is the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
You, nature lover. Ever heard of us? We're Boone, North Carolina. High up in the Blue Ridge Mountains, with vistas that go on forever. Adventure that never stops, and challenges you've yet to try. We've got every outdoor pursuit you can imagine, and cozy lodging. Explore Boone.
It's Game day. A day where great food, friends, and family always come together. And bringing people together is what Harris Teeter is all about. We make sure you have the best and most delicious game day foods. Whether you're heading to the arena or making your own tailgate at home, Harris Teeter is always game day ready. And you can save big on your game day celebration just by joining EVIC. Sign up today and save hundreds of dollars per month on the items you love most. Harris Teeter. Let's game day together.
You're locked in to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, talking all things App State basketball. Let's rejoin your host, Matt Present.
Welcome back to the show. Dustin Kerns alongside as we wrap up the final segment here on the men's side. A little bit later, we'll get to Rylan, Moffitt, and Angel Elderkin with the women's team, who also went 2-0 at home this week.
They played great this weekend. Yeah.
6-0 at home if you include wrestling. A terrific week up here on the mountain. As we transition to what's to come, we talked about a big week at home. Blackout against Georgia Southern. That's always a good matchup. JMU, of course, on Saturday. And then we look ahead a little bit further, and it was announced earlier today that follow-up opponent in the Sun Belt MAC Challenge, February 10th here at the home center, 1 o'clock. It's the Toledo Rockets coming to town. Coach Reggie Hill had a question earlier about how that is determined this season. And before you answer, he wants to also let you know that you were kind of busy at halftime, but he's got a Red Panda video just for you.
I look forward to seeing that. Reggie is a great supporter. So the MAC Challenge, it's based off of net rankings. And so right now, as of today, we are 72 in the net. The net is what they seed the NCAA tournament for. Okay, James Madison, I think, is 62. So Akron is the top net in the MAC. Toledo has the second best net in the MAC. So it's based not off current standings, it's based on net rankings, which is overall body of work. Obviously, that would explain why we got Toledo here, which is obviously a very good program. They've been very, very successful. I think they've won the MAC regular season something like for the last 5 years, and so another quality opponent coming to Boone, North Carolina in the home center.
What do you think? This is the first year that this challenge has taken place. You get an early season non-conference game, and then you break up conference play by getting a really high-quality opponent. You match up teams. You help bolster resumes for postseason play. I know it's not always easy to prep for a mystery team that gets thrown out there, but really high-quality competition that you get added to your schedule.
Yeah, I think it's great. And I think what it does is, so next year we open the season with a MAC team here, opening night of college basketball. We don't know, it's based off preseason rankings, right? But then in February we got to go on the road, to a MAC team, and I don't know how I'll feel about that going in the middle of February. However, you get a Division I home game, you get a Division I road game, and so I think that this is a pretty neat challenge that I think will continue, and I think one of our games will be on ESPN and not necessarily our, but as the league.
Yep.
And so it's continued to get exposure. You see these SEC, ACC challenges, and I think it's just great, and fun to be a part of something like that.
All right. Thursday at home, Georgia Southern. I know there's a lot of hype, as there should be, for Saturday, but how do you manage kind of the look-ahead effect, and not only with your team, but also you guys out there watching and listening, we need you here Thursday.
Absolutely. Thursday's a huge game. All right, that's the next game on the schedule. Georgia Southern, like I said, has they're 4-3 in Sun Belt play. They just beat Georgia State at home by 16, so they're playing really, really good basketball. And they had some injuries early in the year. Those guys are back healthy, and certainly we got a really team that's playing well coming to Boone on Thursday, and we need to pack home, especially that blackout.
Last game against Coastal, you finished with 6 players in double figures, 9 rotation players score. That's the 12th time this season you've had all 9 rotation players score. How special is it to be leading a team that shares the ball so well and has so many different guys that can impact the game?
Well, it's huge because it shows our depth. And, like the other day, Miles Tate's a key player for our program, but he got 4 fouls. And so it was hard for him to get in the rhythm of the game. Well, we had other guys be able to step up there and play maybe some more minutes or whatever it may be. And so if one guy's maybe having an off night with our depth, I think that, we've got guys that'll step up and be the best version of themselves in that given night. And I think when you, like you said, 12 nights we've had, all of them 9 and when it's all clicking, that's when we're going to have some 30-point wins like we did the other day, which is really hard to do, right? Like to beat a Sun Belt team, regardless of their record, with to that extent, it's hard to do. So proud of our guys for going out, and I just thought we imposed our will, and I thought we did that a few times, especially there in early in the second half. We posed our will, started the second half, and said, you know what. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah. Last one for you. You talk about the 30-point win. There have been a lot of games where you guys have run away from some teams, but since Sun Belt plays come around the corner, there have been some more close games, as you would expect. And I came to a practice early on in the year, and something you were doing with your guys was working on those late-game close situations where you would call a timeout and you'd quiz guys on team fouls, possession arrow, just the situation of the game. How do moments like that in practice prepare guys for the rigors of Sun Belt play, knowing there are going to be some tight battles down the stretch?
I'm going to quiz you next time you're at practice and those happen. So, I think it's an exercise that I picked up a couple years ago that I think is beneficial. And what it does is it raises awareness. And once I ask one time, now the next situation, all right, everybody close their eyes. What's the score? Well, they got to know the score of the game. It's a minute left. But, how many fouls do they have? How many fouls do we have? How many timeouts do we have? And so, yeah, we do that from time to time, and I think that we do it until guys are really starting to pay attention, especially late in the game. Like, man, I got to, do we have fouls to give? Or the next foul, are they in the bonus? Are we in the bonus? What's the possession hour? Who has the possession? And so it's nothing more it's not to really call guys out. It's nothing more to just help them learn to pay attention to it, especially in those situations.
Well, it was really cool to see. Hopefully there are not a lot of games that are nail-biters for you down the stretch, but certainly your guys are prepared for it. Coach, appreciate the time as always, and good luck here at home this week.
Matt, always great to be here. Thanks for everybody that came out. We got great support. And my man Riggs came out tonight. And so we got great App State employees and supporters, and just thanks for coming out. Once again, great to be here at the Ale House.
It is. Thanks so much, Coach.
Go Mountaineer, stick steered.
It's Mountaineer Talk. It's presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, and it continues right after this from Learfield.
More than the sum of its parts in sports and in life. At Blue Ridge Energy, we share the same commitment to excellence as the Appalachian State men's and women's basketball teams. That's why we'll never stop working to provide the energy solutions your family needs and the community deserves. Blue Ridge Energy is proud to be part of the community, proud to be part of App Nation, and proud to partner with App State. Together, we're powering a brighter future. Go Mountaineers!
Catawba Valley Engineering and Testing is an App State alumni-owned full-service geotechnical engineering, environmental, construction materials testing, and special inspections consulting firm based in Hickory. Maintaining pace with the latest technology and developments allows us to provide cost-effective services. The high number of returning clients reflect their confidence in our staff and our ability to provide quality results. Visit us at cvet.net to learn more. Catawba Valley Engineering and Testing is a proud partner of App State Athletics.
We'll have more Mountaineer Talk right after these local messages on the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
What does it mean to be first for teaching? First, we listen. First, we engage. First, we recognize potential. You have what it takes: the drive, the smarts, and the heart to be the kind of educator who changes and inspires lives. 2 million kids are waiting for you, but first, your journey starts right here. Be first. Be an App State teacher. Learn more at firstteach.appstate.edu.
Serving the high country for over 40 years, Blue Ridge Realty and Investments is the #1 independent firm in the region. Blue Ridge Realty delivers exceptional results, handling a full range of real estate services, including sales, rentals, management, and development. Selling or buying? Put our trusted team to work for you. Reach us at 877-962-1986 and at BlueRidgeRealty.net. Blue Ridge Realty and Investments is a proud partner of App State Athletics.
Welcome back to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge. Now for more App State Hoops talk, here's Matt Present.
Welcome back to the show. Switching gears now, flipping to the women's basketball side of things, and Rylan Moffitt joins the show. Rylan, a 2-0 week for you guys at home. You beat Coastal here on Thursday night and followed that up with a win against Georgia Southern. How does it feel to get back on the right foot and finish off a 2-0 week, and in particular beat Georgia Southern after they beat you the week prior?
No, it feels good. We obviously wanted to come back after the week we had previous to that and be able to respond, and especially to Georgia Southern, so it feels good to come in and beat them at home.
Really special day on Saturday here at the home center. Not only do you guys win, the men's team wins. Faith Alston scores her 1,000th career point. This is your first year with her as a teammate, but what is it like to be around her and see the kind of production that she's put forth so far this season and in her career?
For sure. Easy connection with Faith. She's an easy person to talk to. She makes everybody feel welcome. So coming in, we had an immediate connection, but just being on the court with her is something special. Like, she picks up our energy. She's doing more than just scoring and what you see on the court. She's bringing us together. In huddles and whatnot, but when she scored that 1,000 point, I didn't realize that it was her 1,000. Everybody started cheering. I was like, oh, there's 8 seconds left in the game. What's going on? And then I realized, so I was really happy for her.
Let's talk about your basketball career a little bit. We were talking with Tre'Von Spillers earlier, who went the JUCO route. You did as well. What made that the right fit for you? And then talk about the transition to then choosing a Division I program.
For sure. I say all the time that JUCO was the best decision for me. I grew my game. I got to learn basketball and at a higher level and a higher pace, and then instead of just jumping in as a freshman in a program, I got to go somewhere and play and get better and develop my skills. So taking that route was definitely beneficial for me, and then just being able to choose. I knew I wanted to be at App State, so my coach at my JUCO continued to push and help me to get to where I wanted to be, and talking to the App State coaching staff and stuff like that. So.
Your brother Trevor plays football here at App. How much did that influence the decision?
It had something to do with it. Obviously, I was familiar with Boone before that, but I mean, it's cool that we're both here. It's my mom's dream that we were at the same college, so it was pretty cool.
Well, that's an easy way to make her dream come true, huh?
For sure.
You talk about growing your game. Where have you improved the most over the course of your career in college?
I would say rebounding for sure. I started out, you got to kind of find what you're good at and find where you can help your team. So I would say rebounding for sure.
How much did you know that would be your role on this team?
Well, I knew that there was a need last year for me to come in and rebound, and my stats at the end of my JUCO season, I put up some big rebounding games, and it just became a knack for me, and I knew that is where I needed to fill a role first coming in, and then everything else would happen after that.
It's not just been you, though. The team overall has rebounded really well of late. You guys had over 50 rebounds on Saturday, 24 on the offensive end. How did you guys get it done on that end of the floor, and what's the emphasis on offensive rebounding in particular?
We just work as a team, and we know that those extra possessions help us on the court. The Duke coach said that the most urgent person wins, and Coach Angel brought that into our huddle. So being urgent on the offensive board is really important for us.
Where else do you feel like this team has grown over the course of the year?
Leadership-wise, and I would just say our offense. We talk about our pace and pressure, but it starts with pace and being able to get those stops on defense and then translate into our offense. So we're really fast.
You're from Florida. Was this your first snow?
Oh, my goodness, yes. I just got a four-wheel drive. I didn't really know how to drive in the snow, but I'm glad I have a vehicle that can handle that now. But first snow, and I love it, honestly.
Really? You're embracing it?
I am.
What have you done in the snow?
Made some snow angels, tried to build a snowman. I'm not too good at that. I don't really know how to. I guess you're supposed to roll the ball. I didn't know that.
We'll get you there. Outside of basketball, you talk about first coming up to Boone prior to your time here at App State. What is it that attracted you to this town? What is it that you've embraced about this community?
I would say the football games for sure. That's when I was here. And then to get to be around in that atmosphere. And I grew up in a football household. Dad played college football. So being at the football games and learning the culture here is pretty awesome.
How about in the classroom? What are your interests there? What are you studying?
I'm an exercise science major, so a lot of science, a lot of chemistry, biology. So, yeah.
Does that translate at all to help keep your body in tip-top shape in terms of recovery and treatment and all that stuff?
For sure, for sure. I like to focus on my nutrition, and then learning about my body and how I can improve my performance is huge for me.
What have you learned?
I have a ton of routines before. I eat like acai bowl before the game, try to get a green smoothie in, salmon the night before, all that kind of stuff.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
What's your favorite meal?
I would have to say something sushi.
Sushi?
I'm always eating sushi.
Okay. Is there something special that you guys as a team do when you're away from it? Is there any sort of, get-together?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, Taste Grill, we go eat sometimes, but just hanging out at somebody's apartment or somebody's house and just getting together.
Early on this season, you got a chance to go to Puerto Rico and play there. What was that experience like?
That was awesome. So our flight got canceled, actually, so we had a night in the airport, but then we got there and we ended up going to the beach. We didn't really sleep much the night before, going to the beach, and then had practice that night and ended up going 2-0 down there, so that was pretty awesome.
And then later on in non-conference play, you go to Marquette to play a high major team. They're ranked 19th in the country, and you guys give them a run for their money, put up over 90 points against them. How much has that performance kind of proved to yourselves as a group what you're capable of in Sun Belt play?
Yeah, for sure. That was a game that we went in, and it's kind of those games you have nothing to lose, but you can play as a team, and we played as a team that game, and that proved to us where we could be and how far we can go this season.
It was fun to watch you at home this week. Best of luck on the road as you guys head to Old Dominion and JMU. Rylan Moffitt joining us here on Mountaineer Talk. Thanks so much for being with us, and we will continue with head coach Angel Elderkin right after this. It's Mountaineer Talk presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, and it continues after this from Learfield.
Covering App State University takes the strong. With Carolina West Wireless, Mountaineers get the most reliable coverage on campus and across the country with our high-speed nationwide network. We have all the latest devices you want, including Apple and Samsung. We're so confident in the experience you'll have with us, we're offering a 30-day risk-free trial. Carolina West Wireless is proud to be the official wireless provider of the Mountaineers. Go stay connected. Certain restrictions or conditions may apply. See store for details or visit carolinawest.com/terms and conditions.
You've already come to know UNC Health Blue Ridge as the home of compassionate and high-quality care. Now, with the opening of our $38 million cancer center this fall and a new 6-story patient tower next fall, UNC Health Blue Ridge has become the standard for growth and innovation. The tower project on our Morganton campus will have advanced critical care patient rooms and a rooftop helipad. UNC Health Blue Ridge, moving healthcare forward for the mountain region. Visit us at unchealthblueridge.org to learn more.
Mountaineer Talk is back in 60 seconds after these local messages. This is the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
Window World, America's largest exterior remodeler and the official exterior remodeler of App State Athletics, provides exceptional quality windows, siding, doors, and more. They are headquartered right here in North Carolina and have enhanced over 100,000 homes across over 30 counties for over 25 years. Improving your largest investment with energy-efficient products and creating amazing curb appeal is what they do best. From the high country to the Triad and the Catawba Valley to Asheville and beyond. Call, click, or visit Window World, the official exterior remodeler of App State Athletics today.
More and more Mountaineer fans are choosing to go modern at Modern Ford of Boone. When you buy with Go Modern, you can choose your vehicle, value your trade, pick your payments, apply for credit, even complete your entire purchase online, or just do the parts you want and pick up where you left off at the dealership. Go Modern puts you in control so you can buy where you want, when you want, and how you want. For your next vehicle, go modern. Get started at modernfordofboone.com. Proud supporter of App State Athletics.
You're locked in to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, talking all things App State basketball. Let's rejoin your host, Matt Present.
Mountaineer Talk, thanks so much for joining us here at River Street Ale House and wherever you may be watching or listening on this Monday night. And Coach Angel Elderkin alongside her comments brought to you by Blue Ridge Energy, powering a brighter future. Coach, we were just talking with Rylan Moffitt about her knowing she was coming to App ahead of time. She always wanted to be a Mountaineer. Tell us from your perspective what her recruiting process was like.
Yeah, she has a great story, and I love players that have that you saw in the high school. You were able to recruit them. You know, we looked at Rylan out of high school, and then she went the junior college route, and she had come up for a visit, and I had sat with her and her mom, and I knew at that moment that she fit the character of the player that I really wanted to coach. And then we've gotten to Sunbelt play, and I remember going to a meeting room with my assistants and saying, we got to get some rebounding, and I think the only way we do it is recruit it. And they said, we've got the person for you. And so that weekend, I think got on the phone with Rylan, and I offered her, and she made me wait a little bit. She made me sweat it out some. But her JUCO coach did such a good job after every game of just sending us her stats and just sending her everything. And, you know, I often find myself texting her, like, you're the type of person that I love to coach at App, just because of her work ethic, her leadership, and just her team overall, just wanting to do whatever it takes for our team.
We were just talking about the rebounding improvement and not just her, but the team overall. And you guys pull in 24 offensive rebounds in Saturday's win against Georgia Southern. How key was that in getting that win at home?
It's crucial. They came in the number one offensive rebounding team in the country, and we beat them at their own game. And for me, I'm a defense and rebound. Like, I'm a Pat Summitt disciple. You don't win without defense and rebound. So last year it just kept stinging me that we couldn't rebound. And, you know, I just had to go find the personnel to do it. And now you look at us, and we're one of the best rebounding teams in the league.
Really impressive. You talk about that win against Southern. You guys played them at their place. You lost the week before. How important was it to come home and get that win and be able to, you know, recoup after that loss and face the same team and make those adjustments?
Yeah, I think Rylan said it best. We knew coming off of the week we needed to turn the page and we needed to turn the corner. I think when you play a team that close, though, it was really fresh. And in game one, we rebounded with them toe-to-toe. And so I knew that we were right there. You and I talked about it last week, clean up the turnovers. There were little things that we needed to do. So I think it was to our advantage that we had them. I didn't like the schedule, to be honest, when it first came out. I was like, man, we played Georgia Southern, and then 7 days later we have to play them again. But I actually think for this game it worked to our advantage.
Not just that, but Faith Alston reaching 1,000 points in her career. She gets it done at the free throw line. You turn around to her family and the fans in the crowd and get them revved up, get them on their feet, and then sub her out of the game. Just take us through that moment of her getting that milestone and the way you were able to celebrate at the end of the win.
I don't think we could have scripted it any better. I mean, the game was coming down. It was just about over. She gets fouled. You know, I turned to the bench. I'm like, how close is she? And like, Kat was like, she looked at me and went 2. I'm like, all right, do I sub her out? And she made them, and I just think it was a real magical moment. That moment is a full circle moment for me and Faith, just in terms of our journey together. She's just been through so much, and she just means so much to our program. And to see her tears, that really just spoke volumes. That was everything for me.
Obviously, what's going to get recognized is Saturday's game and that moment and that win. But on Thursday against Coastal, they come out and they start face guarding her, and they basically take her out of the game in the first quarter. And yet she still manages to end up in double figures. She has a double-double, tying a career high in 10 assists. How much does that showcase what she's able to do in terms of impacting the game in so many different ways?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, every team that we've played tries to face guard her. Tries. And her pace and her effort is on a different level. And I think not only is she like one of the top scorers in the league, but I wish people really recognized how hard she plays on the defensive side of the ball. She is a kid that plays both sides of the ball. She constantly impacts the game, and whether she's scoring or not, you feel her presence every night.
one other standout performance on Thursday. Lexi Bagaiski, she hadn't scored all year. You guys are banged up a bit. She's inserted into the ball game, and she not only hits a 3, but she hits 3 threes in the ball game. What is it like to have a player like her, a role player, step up in a big moment and really provide you guys a lift?
Yeah, she's another one with the really great story. She actually was redshirting, and then when we had several injuries, we went to her because she had been working. I mean, just working in the weight room with Connor, working with her position coach, Coach Stark. Like, she had just been putting in the work. And we were low numbers. And we went, we met, and I said, I think there's an opportunity for you to help us in Sunbelt play. Would you think about giving up your red shirt? And she did. And, that game, we've noticed that we really got to try to put some post players that can stretch the floor to open up that paint, and she gives us that. But she also rebounded really well and defended. So it was really, really great to kind of call her number and see her perform.
You guys are now 4-3 in the Sun Belt. How exciting is it to be above 500 while recognizing you haven't had your entire team healthy yet this year?
Yeah, I think the players talk about that. Like, we haven't played one game with everybody. And so I also think, like, we've been without, if you look at what we've been able to do without Emily Carver, I think it speaks a lot to what we have, and the team has improved. And so, when that opportunity comes to bring her back, I think we're going to be a much better team when we can get everybody. We just got to continue to stay healthy.
Looking forward to that, as I'm sure you are. All right, we'll take a timeout here in a second. First, we want to make sure to let everyone know to check out App State's online MBA program, which allows you to earn our nationally recognized MBA from wherever you are. Check it out online at mba.appstate.edu. One more segment with head coach Angel Elderkin right after this. It's Mountaineer Talk presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, and it continues next from Learfield.
Businesses of the high country with the highest quality septic pumping for more than 20 years. Triple T Pumping services Watauga, Ashe, and Avery County and specializes in both residential and commercial septic and grease pumping and Porta-John rentals. Triple T also has restroom trailers to rent out for special events. To learn more about all of Triple T's pumping services and to get on their schedule, make sure to visit TripleTpumping.com or by giving them a call at 828-262-5745. Triple T Pumping's proud partner of App State Athletics.
For over 60 years, Daniel Boone Inn has been serving Boone and the High Country delicious family-style meals that take you back to your grandma's table. Whether it's our family-style dinner with our signature fried chicken and country ham biscuits served with traditional Southern vegetables, or our classic Southern breakfast with such favorites as scrambled eggs, local country ham, biscuits and gravy, pancakes, and more, you're sure to feel right at home at the Daniel Boone Inn. So be sure to stop by in pregame, postgame, or let us prepare your next tailgate at The Rock.
We'll have more Mountaineer Talk right after these local messages on the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
You, nature lover. Ever heard of us? We're Boone, North Carolina. High up in the Blue Ridge Mountains, with vistas that go on forever. Adventure that never stops, and challenges you've yet to try. We've got every outdoor pursuit you can imagine, and cozy lodging. Explore Boone.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks to help grow businesses, communities, families. A legacy of capability and technology that has made Ford F-Series America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. This is the next generation of Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2023 calendar year total sales.
Welcome back to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge. Now for more App State Hoops talk, here's Matt Present.
Welcome back to the show, chatting with head coach Angel Elderkin. And coach, your final regular season opponent got announced today, a trip to Western Michigan. I know your staff is looking forward to planning all the travel that entails, but what is it like to figure out the back half of this Sun Belt MAC Challenge and to get another quality opponent on the schedule?
Yeah, we were patiently waiting today, and we were trying to guess where they would send us, and we got Western Michigan. So my staff is trying to find us some flights and get us there. And I heard it's a different kind of arena. I don't really know much about them, and it's just going to be a different kind of prep. When you're in Sun Belt mode, you're in Sun Belt mode. So, but I'm excited about the opportunity for us to finish with a winning non-conference record, and so that's going to be a big game for us.
Yeah, you talk about your staff and you talk about preparation, and a big part of that is having male practice players, and some of them are here today in the back.
Yes, they are. Yep.
What do they bring to the table? How do they help you guys get ready game in and game out?
They bring a tremendous amount of energy, number one, if you can feel it from them right now. And we missed them dearly when we were in break. And they came back actually last week, and the timing couldn't have been better. We were coming off a tough week, the snowstorm, etc. And these guys come in, they show up, they are committed to making us better. I don't know if people in this room know, but they started a GoFundMe, and they raised enough money to go to Puerto Rico with us this year. They have been, they have just been so impactful and so invested in our players and in our program. They sit behind our bench. I can't say enough about these guys. They make us completely better every single day.
In addition to the energy and the enthusiasm, take us behind the curtain for how they go about getting ready with the scout team mentality to prepare your players for who they're going to face on the other side.
Yeah, well, they meet with Coach Mark, and he takes them through the sets that we're looking to run, and they play the roles that we ask them to play. If you see Liam back there, he gives us size. We're going up against some pretty tough post players. So he's long, he's athletic. I could go through all their skill sets. That's a dynamic group of guys, but they're selfless. It's not about them. If we tell them, hey, play this role for us, they show up and they do it. And they do it with a great deal of energy, and that's what I love about them.
How do you recruit them?
I can't take any credit for this group. I am lucky enough that my assistant coach, Mark, was a practice guy at Michigan State. And so he has a special little place in his heart for male practice players. And so it was kind of his mission when he got here to get me this team. And like tonight, they're having a meal together, just trying to make sure that they feel, that they feel appreciated. And so being that he was in that role, he knows, the sacrifices, and I think he always makes sure that they feel important and they feel a part of our program.
All right, you guys had a big stretch at home this past week, 2-0 week. Now you go on the road. You're facing JMU and ODU this coming week. You guys have been really successful at home. How can you help that translate to this week ahead on the road?
Yeah, I think we've kind of figured out a formula on how to prep with our group. And so I think we're just going to continue to trust our process, continue to really lock in defensively. I think anytime you're in the road on the Sun Belt, you've got to bring your defense and you got to bring your rebounding. And so we're going to really talk a lot about that. We have two unbelievably physical matchups ahead of us, two really, really great teams, and we've got to play really well on Thursday and Saturday.
When you know you're going to face two really physical teams twice in a matter of 3 days, what goes into the rest and recovery and hydration and everything to make sure that come the fourth quarter on Saturday, your players are in the best shape and best conditioning that they can be, knowing that they just endured another physical battle not long before?
Yeah, right after the game, we'll get them in some type of chocolate milk or some type of recovery drink. We have a bunch of different modalities that we're using for recovery. We got fireflies, we have boots, ice baths, you name it. We make sure that all of our high-minute players do that. And then on Friday, we're pretty light in what we do. And then on Saturday, we've been sleeping in. Rest is really important. So we try not to get them up super early on the road anymore, just to make sure that they get rest. But we're figuring it out. They're figuring it out. And we just got to continue to grow and get better.
Coach, appreciate it. Best of luck on the road this week.
Thank you.
That's Angel Elderkin. We'll come back here on Mountaineer Talk and wrap things up right after this. It's presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, and it continues right after this from Learfield.
You've already come to Blue Ridge as the home of compassionate and high-quality care. Now, with the opening of our $38 million cancer center this fall and a new 6-story patient tower next fall, UNC Health Blue Ridge has become the standard for growth and innovation. The tower project on our Morganton campus will have advanced critical care patient rooms and a rooftop helipad. UNC Health Blue Ridge, moving healthcare forward for the mountain region. Visit us at unchealthblueridge.org to learn more.
Calls are you going to make?
Probably 5, 6.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm checked out.
Have you tried Starry?
No, why?
Starry's lemon lime flavor dazzles the taste buds and refreshes you back to life.
Thank you. Now, I got a football game to officiate.
Basketball! Man, I need a Starry.
Starry, proud to support App State hoops and helpful Mountaineer fans everywhere.
Mountaineer Talk is back in 60 seconds after these local messages. This is the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
Come join us for the best dining experience in Boone at The Beacon. Whether you're looking for a special place to mark an important milestone or just a casual meetup with friends, we've got you covered. Our menu is purposefully created to feature local and seasonal ingredients, artisan cocktails, and the best cornbread in town. Keep up with our weekly live music schedule, rotating menus, and other fun events and happenings by visiting BooneBeacon.com or by following us on Instagram. The Beacon is a proud partner of App State Athletics.
A winning team is more than the sum of its parts in sports and in life. At Blue Ridge Energy, we share the same commitment to excellence as the Appalachian State men's and women's basketball teams. That's why we'll never stop working to provide the energy solutions your family needs and the community deserves. Blue Ridge Energy is proud to be part of the community, proud to be part of App Nation, and proud to partner with App State. Together, we're powering a brighter future. Go Mountaineers!
You're locked in to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, talking all things App State basketball. Let's rejoin your host, Matt Present.
Welcome back here on Mountaineer Talk, wrapping up the show, and we want to give a special thank you to this week's game sponsors for the men here at home. Thursday night's game against Georgia Southern is presented by New River Light and Power, and Saturday's game against JMU presented by Window World. Thank you to New River Light and Power and Window World for your continued support of App State Athletics. Again, the men here at home this week, Thursday night at 6:30. It's a blackout night against Georgia Southern, and then at 6 o'clock on Saturday in front of a nationally televised audience on ESPN2, 6 o'clock against James Madison. For the women, they're on the road this week, 6:30 at Old Dominion on Thursday, and then on Saturday at 4 o'clock, they take on James Madison as well up in Harrisonburg. If you missed any of our show tonight, you can catch it later on tonight or tomorrow morning in podcast form under the Nothing But an App State podcast umbrella. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks to Alex Francis back in our studios and to Matty Yates here running the show at Ale House. I'm Matt Present. We'll see you next week on Mountaineer Talk.